What's going on there, YouTube? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the NECA Rambo First Blood Rambo figure. This was from the later scene in Rambo First Blood. If you haven't seen the movie, I'll try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, but definitely go see that movie. It is awesome, and it's a classic. And Stallone actually wrote the movie. Well, a lot of people know that. Anyways, what was I going? Where was I going? Oh, I know where I'm going. I'm going to talk about the figure. Anyways, this figure, I really have mixed feelings about it, I think. I really want to like it because Rambo is one of my favorite movies. The First Blood Part 1, excuse me. Rambo First Blood Part 2 is still good, but I like Part 1 a little bit better because of the use of the woods and everything. But basically, this is his look from the scene in the police station towards the end of the movie. And so I'll try to keep it spoiler-free. That's all I'll say about it. But I kind of have mixed feelings about this figure. I really want to like it, but I don't know what's going on with the skin. It almost looks translucent, or kind of like a it feels. It doesn't feel. It feels like plastic, but it looks like wax almost. You know, you go to like a wax museum and you see those wax characters. It kind of looks like wax a little bit. Gives that wax effect. I think they kind of dropped the ball on the. Definitely the skin. I've definitely seen better skin from NECA, which is kind of surprising because this is relatively one of their newer figures. There's also another version coming out soon, and there is a Rambo First Blood Part 1, the survival suit, if you will, or costume, or get-up, or whatever you want to call it. It's basically where he's wearing the poncho and he's in the woods fighting the sheriffs. Sorry, spoiler alert. But yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen the movie, definitely check it out. It's one of my favorite films. I'll get to his accessories now. As you can see, he comes with his trademark knife. Rambo knife, and he also comes with a separate hand, which is a trigger hand in case you want to have him hold his M240 machine gun here. So there's his machine gun, which is very nice. Yeah, looks good. He holds it very well. Let me set him aside real quick and show you the packaging. There it is. It says picture of the movie poster, and it says, "This time he's fighting for his life. Rambo First Blood." It says John J. Rambo right there. Ages 17 and up, so it's NC-17. Watch yourself. But it does have a nice picture of the woods in the background. On the back, it just talks briefly about, you know, Rambo's little story in Part 1. And that's it. So, toss that out of there. Come back to Rambo here. Let's get to his articulation real quick. His head moves side to side. Doesn't really move up. Moves down, though. His arm moves up about that far. Goes down. Does do a full 360. No bicep swivel. He does have the Injustice articulation. There we go. I just went there. But he does have a single bend at the elbow, and it goes out and forward and side to side. And he does have a wrist swivel. A little bit of a hinge back and forth. There's a little peg in there that kind of just wiggles around like this. Yeah, like this. And so you can move his wrist up and down and all around. He does have this diaphragm joint, which is kind of pointless. You should just give him an ab crunch and call it a day. It doesn't really give that great of a motion. I don't know. It just looks kind of weird. But no waist swivel at all. Kind of have to move the diaphragm with that. The diaphragm joint kind of gives him this hunched over look. It might be the neck too. The neck is forward a little bit, but it kind of looks like he's hunched over just a touch. He does have this nice sheath on the side of him, which his knife does fit into. On his belt, his legs do go forward very well, actually, because this is like a rubberized lower torso. It does go back pretty nicely and goes out, so he has T-jointed hips, and he has a single bend at the knee and a swivel, going back to the Injustice articulation, and he has a swivel on the boot and a hinge. So there you go. I'll show you the interchangeable hand as I pop this off. Boom. I would suggest being very careful with taking these hands off. I wouldn't be taking them, popping them off, popping them back on too frequently, because that peg is very tiny and it seems very fragile. So just be forewarned, be careful. And it just pops on very easily, very nicely, smoothly. And his hand fits in the gun very well. Kind of do a little bit of maneuvering, but nothing too bad. He holds it just fine. Holds it a little bit awkward, just a touch, but it does fit in very nicely, as you can see there. And he's kind of just, I mean, nobody would ever hold a machine gun like this, but I mean, you definitely have to hold this thing with two hands. It's pretty heavy. But there he does hold it. So there you go, and I'll take it off. And he's got a lot of, I just feel like, I don't know what I want to say first. There we go, that's what I'll do. I feel like this blood could have been a little bit better. If you're gonna do blood, just give us a molded scar here, like just a sculpted scar, and then give us some nice, you know, as close to realistic as you can blood, if you're gonna do blood. But the color of the skin doesn't really help that much. His gun belts look very nice. They're very nicely painted. He does have some weathered jeans here. They did a good job on the jeans and the boots. His bandana looks very nice and nicely sculpted. It's not in the way. He's got a little bit of a blood trail from his forehead here, or on the side of his face. On the fence still on whether I like the face or not. Let me get there. Not a big fan of the open mouth, kind of like a hello, Adrian. Hello, Adrian, you know. Sorry, wrong movie, but still, I had to do it. Hey, yo, he's got that, you know, hey, yo, look, yeah. Hey, who's in there? Huh? But I thought the eyes came out pretty well. You can definitely tell if you cover that face up, that's Stallone right there. And then, you know, the mouth open, kind of does the Stallone. But the hair is very nicely done. I really like that. And I believe the other version, the survival Rambo that comes with the poncho, has a regular closed mouth, and I think that figure is going to be a little bit better. So if I had to rate this figure, I'd probably give him a 7. You know, the paint on the arms and just the skin is not doing it for me. The blood isn't really doing it for me that well. Not a big fan of the open mouth thing. He kind of just looks like either he's really confused or really angry about something, or so. Not a big fan of that, but still a nice figure. Definitely pick him up. He goes for a decent price, nothing too crazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm gonna wrap it up right now. So it's gonna wrap up my review of the NECA Rambo First Blood Part 1 Rambo figure. Like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the flip side.